Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Spartan Pulse. I'm Taylor Myers.
And I'm Terrance, Lindsey. And we hope you enjoyed last week's episode about what nursing students should expect in their first year in the College of Nursing. If any prospective students or current students have any questions, feel free to comment below.
This week, we'll be going over some of the exams you'll have in the College of Nursing and how to best prepare for them. Note that today we're not going to go over the NCLEX, but we may eventually in these talks.
So we're here to talk about self-Medicaid. Basically, safe Medicaid is about medical calculation, and the main goal is that to learn dosage calculations before we go into clinical settings, so we'll be familiar with how to count IV drops and the rates and things like that. And Taylor can tell us more about that. So Taylor, can you tell me about your self-Medicaid experience?
So basically, with safe Medicaid, the biggest pressure about it is that you have to get 100% on most of them that you take in order to pass them. Otherwise, you have to redo them. And every time you redo them, your grade gets bumped down a little bit. But if you do the practice ahead of time, a couple of times, and really just get the format down of the calculation styles and the way that things fit into the calculation, you really get into the habit of doing it, and it gets easier as you go. So don't let it scare you too much, but it definitely is big pressure of you have to get 100%. So I always go back through all my answers and double check everything. What about you, Terrance? Have you ever failed to safe Medicaid?
I did. The very first time I took it, I didn't get the 100%. I got one wrong. And the biggest advice is don't wait 2 days before or a day before to study for it. And I think the biggest thing for me is that I missed a syringe by 1 inch. So take your time, take practice one by one. They let you know what you got wrong. So if you're practicing, just go over the ones you got wrong and pay attention closely at what they're looking for, and be prepared to write it out on a piece of paper, because I wrote step by step, because what you'll see on the exam step by step is not on there how you practice. So just really pay closely attention to the little details that they're looking for, and you will pass and get that 100%.
Awesome. So also in the College of Nursing, you're going to have normal exams in your classes. I'd say most classes normally have 2 to 4 exams per semester, depending on the class. And most of the exams are multiple choice. What experiences have you had in taking exams in the College of Nursing, Terrance?
Nothing but anxiety. But truly, I think that with taking the exams, at first we're nervous about the first exam, because we don't know what to expect. That we don't know what questions they're going to ask, and we have to be prepared for the information. But the biggest advice now is that I think you should watch the lecture, pay closely attention on what the teacher is really focusing on, because it can be very broad sometimes. For example, if we're talking about cardiac, he might give a general anatomy of cardiac, but he expects you to know that always from previous classes. So pay closely attention to what the psych out and what they're particularly looking for. And for me, how I study for exams, I got a little detailed script here. I print out all my notes. That helps me. I take it back when I think of old school. People study different. They use laptops. They can do study guides or whatever. But for me, I like to sit on paper and go back to it and write flashcards. So, Taylor, can you tell me a little more about your experience?
So for me with studying, I'm kind of the same way. I like pen and paper. I type very slowly, so I can't keep up if I type. I like to rewrite my notes in my own words. I kind of learned it from taking physio with Professor Spranger before I got into the College of Nursing, of rewriting your notes in language that makes you understand it also, along with knowing the terms. If you understand it at your own level, then you can apply it on your exams, which is what most of the exams in the College of Nursing is. They're not going to ask you often for very many definitions or things like that. They're going to ask you applying that information to a patient scenario or things like that.
Something I learned from exams, I will say, is that it makes you sit back and really think about what can I do next as a nurse. It makes you think about the actions you can take, interventions that you can prevent, medications that may cause side effects. What do I look into a manifestation of a patient? It makes you really critically think sometimes. And also, I have to apply this in a clinical setting. So everything I learn there, I have to apply it when I go to clinical. So it all ties back to the whole system of the human body. And that's the nature of nursing and the science. And that's what I like about it. It all ties in together. You got to know your pathophysiology. That's important as well.
Yeah, definitely pay attention in your prereqs, anatomy, physio, pathophys. All of those are going to come in handy for the rest of your nursing career, honestly. Because every lecture they start with, well, you should have learned this in physio. And you're sitting there like, oh, yeah, we did that at some point. Go back through, look at it, refresh yourself. Don't throw those notes away.
Yes. And the biggest thing is the teachers are there. A lot of people psych themselves out, try to think of them on. We do not get through things by ourselves sometimes. And sometimes it can be a little stepping stone to just reach out to the professor and get clarification. Attend office hours. If you can, create Zooms with your cohort people and get clarification, see what they think about the material, or try to teach them, or write it out and figure it out together. You're not alone with this, so please use your resources wisely.
Yeah, Terrance, that's great advice for prospective students and current students in the College of Nursing who are struggling with studying for exams. As always, though, we do have some news for you guys today. First up, on Wednesday, March 10th, the MSU College of Nursing is hosting Spring Information Day from 5 to 6:30 p.m. Meet with students, faculty, and staff from all throughout the college and learn what program is right for you. You can register for the event by going to the College of Nursing website and clicking on events.
And also, the Michigan State Student Chapter of Michigan Council of Nurse Practitioners are currently having a spring sale fundraiser. So if you're interested, click below, it'll be in the bio, and check it out.
Always be sure to follow us on all social media accounts, and please comment any questions that you have for us below.
And be sure to tune in next week as we will be discussing our clinical experience. And thank you guys for watching us. I'm Terrance Lindsey.
And I'm Taylor Myers, and this has been Spartan Pulse. Have a good week, everybody, and enjoy your days off tomorrow.